Welcome. This guide will cover option moneyness and intrinsic value along with the following states of an option relative to the underlying asset index: in the money, at the money, and out of the money. When discussing an option which has intrinsic value, this is how much an option is in the money. Looking at a table of options, it is often useful to state where an option's strike price is in relation to the current price of the underlying asset. You can describe an option as being in the money, at the money, or out of the money, often abbreviated as ITM, ATM, and OTM. For call options, when the strike price is less than the current asset price, the option is in the money. When the strike price is equal to the current asset price, the option is at the money. And when the strike price is more than the current asset price, the option is out of the money. For put options, when the strike price is less than the current asset price, the option is out of the money. When the strike price is equal to the current asset price, the option is at the money. And finally, when the strike price is more than the current asset price, the option is in the money. For example, assume that we are looking at the Bitcoin options on Deribit and the current price of BTC is right around $4,000. Then we would describe the options at each strike price according to the following table. For our example, call options where the strike price is lower than the current price of the underlying asset, strike prices of $3,500 and $3,750 are in the money and have intrinsic value. However, put options on the same strike prices do not. Note that the prices are rarely going to be precisely at any of the strike prices, so it is common to describe the options that are close to the current price as being at the money. For example, if Bitcoin was trading at $4,010, you could still describe the $4,000 strike options as being at the money. Let's look at the options panel on Deribit. To help judge it easily at a glance, the Deribit options screen highlights in the money options with a slight green background. At the money and out of the money options do not have a highlight. These options with a green highlight are in the money. However, this does not mean an automatic profit for buyers of this option. These are options with intrinsic value. However, the premium of the option must be considered. As a buyer of that option, the goal is more intrinsic value. If the option is further in the money when sold or at expiration. Further, as an option seller, the goal is options being out of the money at expiration, so that the contract the seller has sold expires worthless. The seller then gets to keep the premium they collected for the option and has nothing to pay out. An option can also go through these price states during the life of the option. For a call option with a strike price of $3,000 and with a current price of $4,000, if the price of the underlying asset trends down to $1,000, then the option could be said to be losing intrinsic value, moving from in the money to at the money and then finally out of the money. It is important to remember, however, that Deribit options, while European-style options, can be bought and sold at any time prior to option expiration. So an option buyer who purchased out of the money options, which are now in the money, can take profit as desired without having to wait for expiration. This was a brief introduction to option intrinsic value in, at, and out of the money options. Thank you very much for watching.